Hey everybody, I'm that girl Goddess. I want to talk to people about how the government is scamming us. Okay, we have a government system because you think about laws like you can't spank your child, but then they tell you to discipline your child. I ain't saying beat the crap out of them. But when we was coming up, they beat the heck out of us, and it's justifiable. I had a paddle in the class. Now you say something about the paddle in the class, people get upset. They give a mother money for saying her child is slow. Okay, so she just tell her child that when you get to school, just lay your head down. And then you wonder why you got all these kids that's declared slow. And I'm not hating on anything, but ain't it funny how the government, they always filter money to stuff that don't make sense. Foreigners come over here, but somehow they be two people and they EBT card be $3,000. And I known them, I met them, I seen it. Okay. They come over here and it was videos posted that was removed real fast from different platforms, social media platforms, of them taking over people's household by force. But somehow they have guns that look like military guns. They got mad when the president said they're eating cats. They wasn't eating the cats. I mean, I did see a video and this lady did eat the cat. But they was doing witchcraft rituals. And people say, well, how did you know? Because it was like everybody on my block. There's only a few houses on my block. Stood out and watched them do a ritual in the middle of the day with cats. And even when you called the police, it took the police over 4 hours to get there. And the police station was 2 blocks up. I'm not trying to be funny. All of this is scams. And once they came over there with that crazy witchcraft, and I tell people, just like you got to watch who come into your personal house, you got to watch what come into your land, your state, your city, your area. You know, you get certain people, things like the cartels move down the street, well, you already know what you're going to deal with. Okay? They know them by name. They connected with every government official, every business. But somehow the people in authority don't have a clue, but they supposed to be watching over this stuff. Okay, I'm not born yesterday. Neither was you. And then now everything is going backwards. Because I had some people, let's reverse this witchcraft that these foreigners are doing in this country, illegal immigrants. They turn around and Bush and allow all of these illegal immigrants over here, give them the EBT card, and not just money and food benefits, set them up in housing, okay, that have been waiting lists for people to find housing that American people couldn't get. Let's tell it like it is. And they got the housing and all this money funded, and a lot of them had businesses in their name that they didn't even operate in, some of them, okay, for the child care and other business they can get, and they got government money for, and the businesses were never open, okay, but don't nobody come out. But let you say you doing a child care, you're going to get a visit for verification that your business is legit if you're getting money from the state. But not foreigners. But these were the criminals they sent over here from their country. And then wonder why all this stuff was going on. And then, oh, don't cause mass hysteria. But these illegal immigrants are in your neighborhood and they're really doing this stuff to you, to the people in your neighborhood. Isn't it strange how you have all these government cover-ups, but the government don't supposed to know? You know, all of these celebrities doing this stuff, but people in the hood talking about how they went and what went on. And, you know, it wasn't just people that was celebrities. That went. Everybody talking. And if you got all these people coming, how come it wasn't some kind of security or police security? But they got all these tapes. So if somebody went and made a report, how come these tapes of what was going on wasn't confiscated? But the media see us being so doggone dumb that we supposed to believe this stuff. Now you got banks telling seniors that for every $10,000 that's deposited or moved out of the account, they have to report it. It's criminal offense now. How is using your money a criminal offense? Then I'm going to tell you how the government is set up. You can't rent a car unless you have a credit card or a debit card. You can't go into hotels unless paying cash is like, you're the enemy. We can't track you. So we already know it's a scam. Somewhere involved, it's going to be something evil going to transpire. A lot of open doors to evil. Okay. You buy property, they sell you a lemon. You can prove by the pictures they had online and then take pictures as soon as you get there. But that's supposed to be legal? How is that legal? They have insurance on the houses, but how do you get insurance on the houses and the house is raggedy? The inspector came out. Inspector still ain't came out to my house. I knew she didn't have no property insurance. And guess what? Okay. Guess what? She has insurance. She's supposed to pay the property taxes. I go down and find out the property taxes in, but I'm gonna go to a housing authority and I have a team of lawyers. I'm gonna talk to some lawyers about some things, because it's ridiculous. People can't hold up none of their end of the business of a contract, and the government let them get away with everything. And she have to work for a real estate company, have a broker and all of that. Put a suit in against both of them because she have unethical practices. And I'm gonna take some pictures and show them what I'm dealing with. Okay, that's part of the reason I stopped some of the construction on my house, because everything, and then want to have a nasty attitude. It's like, and then they make dogs illegal. Some people shouldn't own certain dogs. I can understand they even tell you to come register your pet. I can do that. I take them to get their rabies shot. It's registered to me. But then as soon as the dog get big, or they got to feed them, that's when they want to get rid of the pet. But they can't surrender the pet to a shelter. Even if you breeding animals, you should have a license to breed them. Okay, that's what I don't understand. Because even if you call animal control, they don't come do nothing to them pets. But when they running around loose, oh, get them pet neutered and sprayed. What? If you start finding out where these people live and that register these dogs that got the rabies shot and make them have a paper trail that they surrender the animal, and tell them, you're not allowed to have no more animals for about 5 years. Okay? You know you don't want to take care of no puppies, but your dog in the yard loose, run up and down the street, and here they come back pregnant and give birth to 20 dogs. 10 to 20 puppies. And everything's supposed to run around loose. It's just like I turn around and I say, we pay property taxes, so in our alleys, they supposed to be kept clear. Why we got all these woods behind our house? That don't even make sense. And I'm going to show you. Look at that. Why are all those trees behind her house? And it ain't going to do nothing but uproot the foundation. A bunch of squirrels, rats, and possums and raccoons is going to be on the attack. But you pay property taxes. Why aren't the alleys clear? Then they wonder why, oh, they was hiding in the alley. Well, we can't see in the alley. Why? Because all these trees and stuff. And housing all these rodents, squirrels, raccoons, possum, armadillos and etc., etc., etc. Foxes, snakes. If you get rid of all these trees so they can build homes in, you wouldn't have all of this. You know, in swamp areas, you know you're going to have problems with rodents. But no, if you go out in the alley and cut the tree down that's in the alley, they want to give you a fine. I don't get it. And I said, and the reason I say fines, because they're going to give you fines, and all of this is still going into some kind of federal or government program. When you pay your property taxes, who getting it? Okay? They got insurance. They don't have insurance. My house is insured by the person I'm buying it from. I can get renter's insurance until this point, or I can go get some more insurance. But my whole thing is, because see, people don't understand the scam. These houses were raggedy when you bought it, right? If you put money into them and repair them, then they start doing things, even though they're paying insurance. So, you know, your house is uninsured, so they can snatch your house and give you a fine. They'll start doing things so they can get your property. So they can resell the house after you made all the repairs. But if you upgraded the house and you took before and after pictures, shouldn't a person that's trying to scam you out the house, scare you out the house? Because, yeah, they'll have people when they be watching, they'll come in and it'll be the person you're buying it from that come into your home and break in and do things to scare you to leave. So they can get the property after you invested the money. People are not ethical. Okay? People don't want to work. Just like I said, they've been telling mothers to get a job, work at least 20 hours. You got 10 kids and you got to work 20 hours. And you think that's a problem. Right? Got boyfriends, whole bunch of different persons, but they can't watch the children. And you give them something like $50 or something like that, throw them a little change. Well, if they your man, you shouldn't be giving them a little change. They sleep there. They'll let you go ahead and do your 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours a day. you know. But if you want to go to the club, you can go. Then they want to raise the age for babysitting to 16. Who in the heck gonna come over to babysit your 16-year-old child, 15-year-old child? But when I was coming up, they had latchkey kids. We watched ourselves at our own house at the time we was 5 years old. Okay. But if they never had a job, wasn't they supposed to be cut off the system? So how did they live 20 years on the system, wait till all their kids get grown, then move to another Section 8 housing, and possibly at age 40, 45, they have another baby so they can still be on the system? That's what they do. And, you know, they're acting like you're the criminal. Scam. But I'm going to leave this video right here because I got to pull off to go to work. And I'm that girl goddess. Y'all be blessed. Bye.